Here we have a problem on evaluating expressions. That is, we have to evaluate the expression over here for the given values of P, Q, and R. So in our first step, what we need to do is into the given expression, we have to plug in the given values for P, Q, and 2. So let me take the expression over here, 7 divided by Q square. The value of Q is 1 over 2, the whole square, times 2 over 2 times P. So P is 4 times negative P, that is negative 4, positive 6 times. The value of Q is 1 over 2, negative, the value of R is 2 over negative Q, so negative, the value of Q is 1 over 2. Okay, so this one and this one are two separate fractions. So we can evaluate this one and this one separately, and finally we can multiply them because there is a multiplication sign between them. Okay, here when I go to the first fraction, so just consider the numerator. We have a numerical expression over here in numerator. So this is completely separate from the denominator. So first we have to evaluate this expression in numerator, that is 7 divided by 1 half the whole square times 2. Okay, here we have multiple operations, that is division, exponent, multiplication. So in a numerical expression, if you have more than one operation, how do you have to evaluate it? So we have to use PEMDAS. What is PEMDAS? PEMDAS is the rule which tells us the order of operations. That is the order in which the operations have to be done one by one. So here we have P first. The letter P means parenthesis. So if there are parentheses in our numerical expression, first we have to do the stuff inside the parenthesis. And then we have to do exponents, then multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, here one more important thing we have to note is on this one, that is multiplication and division. So according to the word PEMDAS, we have M first and then D next, that is multiplication first, D next. But in a particular numerical expression, always we cannot expect multiplication before division as we have over here. Sometimes we'll have division first and then multiplication next. Okay, in a numerical expression, whenever we have multiplication and division together, that is one by one, so we have to look at the numerical expression from left to right. So when I look at the expression from left to right, so the one which comes at first has to be done first. That is, for example, when you have division first and then you have multiplication, when you look at the expression from left to right, you just do division first and then do multiplication next. In case if you have multiplication first, then do multiplication first and then do division next. Okay, so here, okay, let's look at the expression over here. So in this expression, so first we have to do exponent because we don't find parentheses in our expression. So then we have to look at exponent because we have E in PEMDAS. So the next set is E. So we have exponent over here. So we have to evaluate this one first. Okay, so let me do it. 7 divided by, when I evaluate this 1 over 2 the whole square, this is a common exponent for 1 and 2, I mean for numerator, denominator. So if I substitute the exponent 2 for, I mean if I distribute the exponent 2 for numerator 1, it will become 1 square. 1 square is just 1. And when I distribute this exponent 2 to this 2, it will become 2 square. It will become 4 times 2 over. And this is separate. So we can do this one separately. 2 times 4 is just 8. And I've already told you this fraction is completely separate. So we can evaluate this one separately. So let's evaluate the expression we have in numerator. So again in numerator we have multiple operations, that is addition, multiplication, subtraction. So clearly we have to do multiplication first because after multiplication we have addition and subtraction. So that is we have to multiply 6 and 1 half. So 2 goes into 2 1 times, 2 goes into 6 thrice, 3 times 1 is 3. So the multiplication of 6 and 1 half is just 3. So we have negative 4. Positive 3, negative 2 over negative 1 over 2. Okay, here we have division and multiplication. So both of them together. So we have to do one by one in the order from left to right. So when I look at the expression over here from left to right, division come first. So I have to do division first. But here after division I have a fraction. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this division as multiplication. So when I change the division as multiplication, we know that we have to take reciprocal for this 1 over 4. So the reciprocal of 1 over 4 is just 4 times 2 over 8 times. So here we have to simplify this expression. So when I simplify this, negative 4 positive 3, it will become negative 1, negative 2 over negative 1 over 2. Okay, here the 3 numbers are in multiplication. We can multiply them. So 7 times 4 is 28. 28 times 2 is 56. So I get 56 over 8 times. Here, when I combine negative 1 and negative 2, it will become negative 3 over negative 1 over 2. Okay, here I can simplify this fraction. 8 goes into 8 1 times, 8 goes into 56 7 times. 7 times. Here I can take this numerator 3 as it is, and I change this division as multiplication. So when I change the division as multiplication, I have to take reciprocal for this negative 1 over 2. So it will become just negative 2. Because negative sign is here, the reciprocal of 1 over 2 is just 2. Okay, here 7 times, and negative times negative will become positive, and 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 2 is, 3 times 2 is 6. Finally, 7 times 6 is 42. That is the value of the given expression is 42.